by the way, everybody at home, yes, it's the bottom line. Mike says it's the terrible twos,
blah,
whatever,
blah,
moving
blah.
on. Okay.
Yeah.
Bottom line. But the thing is like you did X-Men with us, and I really enjoyed your take on it. I think we all kind of did. We all had fun with it. But I can't remember what you did the first time with us.
Oh, it was that British sci-fi show that
Red Dwarf. That's right.
That one.
Garbage Dwarf. Okay, so you kind of Red Dwarf. You were with me that it was total trash.
Beautiful, great. Yeah,
I think we all agreed that the X-Men 90s cartoon was a big win.
Yeah, we'd watch the second of both of those. Yeah.
Right, but this is it. Wait, what? No, the Red Dwarf was horrible.
You said you would watch the second.
Oh, God, you're right.
Oh, no.
But it doesn't deserve that. Anyway, a lot of times we say we'll watch the second, even though it doesn't deserve it for other reasons. You know, like Michael said, he wouldn't watch the second of Be Positive because he wants to support that, but not because the show sucked. Anyway.
No, I said I would watch the second because I wanted to see the train wreck.
Oh, I thought you wanted to like support and hope that it gets better.
No, it's not going to get better.
No positive spin.
Watch Call Me Cat if you want that train wreck.
WTF,
Call Me Cat.
I wouldn't put you guys through that. Don't comment it, guys.
We'll watch bad things.
Yeah. We love watching bad things because then we get to trash them.
I believe you were a little while ago. You said sandpaper to the eyeballs. Yeah.
You heard it here first. Meteorologist says that's no good. Okay. So the bottom line, the final two questions. Here we go. Question number 1 is, on a scale of 1 to 10, Michael Kenyon Rosenberg, what would you give the first episode of Jim Henson's The Dark Crystal Age of Resistance, End, Begin, All the Same? Scale of 1 to 10.
End, begin, all the same. So at the risk of proving Ryan right, I will say it was an 8.1 for me.
Woo. Oh, you just added the 0.1 because I said 8.
No, actually, I wrote that in my notes actually before we even started. So I was like, dang it. How did he get so close?
I'm getting good with this.
8.1. It was a little bit better than an 8 for me. It wasn't quite an 8.5 though. I did think that the beginning was a little slow, but I did enjoy the world. I mean, it's not so much world building because they already have the world built, but it was kind of had to explain the world to new viewers, so people who hadn't seen the Dark Crystal, the movie. And they did elaborate it on a little bit, talking about the different clans of the Gelflings, and they kind of had to add to these new elements that we didn't see before in the movie, and tell us the plot of the, not the plot of the movie, but the story behind the world and the kind of the mythology. So there was a lot of that in the beginning. And so it was a little slow for me, but I did enjoy it still. I mean, there was still a lot of beautiful visuals and cool puppets and
visuals, man.
Yeah, man, the trails.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, 8.1 for me.
Katie, this is the real wild card.
Yeah.
What about you? Scale of 1 to 10. This first episode.
Go, I think 5.5. Better than average.
Wow.
But purely for me because of the visuals. Yeah, not by much because the story's a little out there for me, but the visuals are worth it because it's such a unique form of television. So
I think I successfully predicted that one too. Michael, what did you say?
No, I said that she would like it more than you predicted, so I was wrong on that.
Oh. Okay. But she did have a good poker face. I thought I was going to be wrong because she's like saying all these great things about it. She's like, yeah, but honestly, it wasn't that good.
I'm an optimistic person, but when it comes down to it.
Right. You got to be real. You got to be you.
Yeah. Yep.
I think I'm going to end up giving this a much higher rating than I thought I was going to give in the first 10 minutes. And it kept going up and up and up. I mean, it deserves all the highest marks for, the world building, for the artistry, for the beauty, all that stuff, for the fact that it stayed true to the source material. Can we call it the source material? I guess so. So all those give it huge points, and I appreciate what it's trying to do. And it did I can't give that many compliments to the actual script, but the story around it, so 7, straight down the line, 7. I thought I was going to give it, about a 4 or a 5, but it improved.
It all started with a snot bubble.
It did. That's where my attention span came back. That's where I was like, oh, but it snapped me out of just going like, oh man. Anyway, so sometimes, fart jokes or whatever work, Michael.
Even on adults.
Second question, and the most important of the day. For the purposes of this podcast,
this whole thing is the bottom line, but this is really the bottom line.
Right. It's the second of the terrible twos. For the purposes of this podcast, we all had to watch The Dark Crystal, Age of Resistance, and begin, blah, 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 we get it. Now that the podcast is over and we're all free to move about the internet, would you watch, of your own volition, the second episode?
Katie Carr forced us to watch this first episode. Right, and I'm happy that she did, because I would watch the second episode. I would.
Pretty solid, yes.
There's they leave it off. They don't answer all the questions. I feel like there's more questions raised than answered in this first episode, and I definitely have a curiosity to see how these things play out.
Meteorologist Katie, would you watch the second of your own volition?
I probably wouldn't. I hate to say it, but I probably wouldn't. Just if it was a half-hour show, maybe. Since it's a full hour, probably not.
I think I'm a no too.
Wow.
Like, I wouldn't be opposed to seeing it.
Why is there no joy in you?
I mean, there was nothing, when that episode ended, there was nothing making me say, I've got to watch the next episode, or I'm interested to see the next episode. I feel like I would enjoy it as much as I did this one, maybe less, maybe a little more, but I don't think there was anything that made me feel like I needed to find out what happens next. I would be more interested to say, look up the Wikipedia of it and find out if, whatever the bullet point information is, which is where the Mystics came from. Is this a prequel? What happened? Just like answer like the questions, but I don't need to be taken on the journey throughout. So I think
you love to stop believing.
I think it's a no. I think it's a no from me, but I'm not opposed to watching it. I just
wouldn't. Yeah.
I
remember hearing a lot of bad things about this when it first came out. Like people, I don't remember like exactly what people were saying, but I remember people didn't like it, and I was like, wow, that's weird. But then I also saw that it got like an 88% on Rotten Tomatoes. So I guess people did like it. I don't know if people did or didn't like it, but whatever the case, it was not renewed for a second season.
Oh, really? Oh, that's so sad.
Apparently there are some questions that are still unanswered.
Well, I don't want it not to get renewed. That's messed up. I still want it to go.
Well, you have to watch it. Well, it's not renewed by Netflix. It doesn't mean somebody else can't pick it up, but
true.
For now, they're not moving forward. They said, I looked it up on Wikipedia. They have like a whole second season laid out.
Let them do it, you guys. Some people, Mike likes it. A lot of people. But here's the thing.
Well, if only people would watch the second episode, then maybe they could.
Well, look, I'll tell you why Rotten Tomatoes is not a great way to gauge how good or bad something is because that percentage is not on a scale of 1 to 10. That percentage is how many people said watch it or don't watch it. Gave it a yes or a no kind of thing. Or I think if they give it like a 6 or above, it's a yes, or a 5.5 or below, it's a no, or something like that. So all that's saying is that 88% of people basically said it's a 6 or better. And look, we almost got 100%. If it's at 5.5, it's 100%. So IMDb, I think, is a better way to check. Do you know what it said on IMDb?
I can tell you right now.
Because I feel like it would get still pretty good marks on IMDb overall.
8.3.
That's
for
very
the first
good.
episode, yeah.
Nice.
Anyway.
Oh, it just goes up from there. 8.8, 8.9.
Don't make me want to watch the second. It gets better. All right. Well, that was really cool. I feel bad now, but whatever. I just got to be honest, right?
Well, that's makes me happy then.
Yeah, I feel bad that it didn't get renewed. I hope it does get renewed. It deserves it. They put a lot of attention into this. Anyway, so that's the end of our show, guys. Everybody, please, if you want us to review something favorably or unfavorably, whatever, just say WTF She-Ra or WTF Game of Thrones. Ooh. Or WTF Lord of the Rings on Amazon whenever it comes out in a couple years. And we want to thank meteorologist Katie for being so radical.
They're making Lord of the Rings show?
Yeah, on Amazon, dude. It's going to be the most expensive show ever.
Silmarillion or something?
Yeah, prequel.
Oh, yeah.
I hope it's more entertaining than the Silmarillion. Good God, that thing is boring as hell. I mean, I read it, but it was boring. Anyway, right? You've read it. It's boring.
I have not read the whole thing.
It's just a collection of information. It's not really
a...
Anyway.
I started reading
it. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
Read The Children of Huron. That's mildly entertaining. Anyway, thank you all for joining us. I think we've covered everything we normally do.
Like, subscribe.
All that kind of stuff.
Give us kisses.
Yeah. Anyway, what? But yeah, thanks everybody at home. Please share this video and give us comments down below. Thank you to meteorologist Katie. Thank you to Michael Kenyon Rosenberg for handling our taxes, because that is some complicated stuff, and he's a wizard, Harry. So what
you don't get to make those. You didn't watch the movies. You don't get to make those references.
Fine. What about the guy that's like, oh, I'm Dobby. I died in the ocean. I'm Dobby, or whatever. What about that guy?
Just end the show.
Anyway,
Harry Potter must not go back to Hogwarts this year.
Oh my God.
Yeah, Dobby just looks like one of those hairless cats.
I thought it was a
number of the hairless cats named Dobby is insane.
Yeah, perfect. So that's about it. What I'm trying to say is that this podcast was a good time talking about a good show.
This podcast was loving, touching, feeling another.
This podcast was full of journey references and snot. Something you cannot ask for more. It was great.
Awesome. That's a good one. And also, don't forget what Mr. Michael Kenyon Rosenberg always likes to say.
Don't forget, please, to watch the first of things, please.
Oh, there we go. See you next time.